We have to know that
Yeah.
in all of this, there has been several conversations as to, oh, the FEC is going to set the pricing for what, the commodity coming out of Dangote refinery is going to be. And that's why, they came out to refute that they sold it at 898 naira because I think over a month ago, it was agreed that it was the FEC that was going to append a price.
Determine the price.
Yeah, determine the price of the commodity. So I don't think the crux of this problem is the refinery as it were. I think it is NNPC and the federal government trying to run how, the activities, the business activities of the private organization should be. Why shouldn't Dangote refinery be able to sell crude
at their own price,
sell petrol at their own price within a certain limit, which means it can be lower? But they have even said Dangote refinery cannot sell petrol lower than the global price. So it means that no matter what happens, no matter how cheap he's refining it, it is your federal government that is saying he must still sell within a particular window, of which we are seeing them sustain.
So let's take, for example, the late Ifeanyi Ubah at some time was the sole importer of kerosene, right? And at some time he was selling, even in Lagos, was selling 17 naira less than any filling station was selling PMS. It is a private business. And Dangote has his own right to sell at his own price. If Dangote knows that he's not doing that, he would have told us how much he's selling to NNPC. These are politicians and private business owners coming together to extort Nigerians. Because you can't tell me I built my refinery, I raised money to build my refinery, and I'm selling at a price, and you are telling me I cannot sell lower. That is my own advantage. That should be an advantage to me. And let Dangote come out and say, as of today, I am selling these products to government for 400 naira. Let us now know that it is the government that is our problem. So everybody are hiding under the disguise of government. Now, when you come out now and say, okay, end bad governance, you will hear that people will say you are trying to topple the government. When the government are not standing on the side of, what do you expect? What do you expect? Why do you have a government? The first reason why a government was constituted was to make sure the government provide for the welfare of the people and protect the life and properties of the people. And you cannot talk about fuel today and just fold your hand and just feel that the government should give us at any price. When we know that it's our crude oil, no politician owns that crude oil. It's our own crude oil. Then they should start selling the crude oil in dollars. Let's make the money in dollars. Let him sell at imported price. If you say you are selling to him in naira, and when you sell to him, don't forget the cost, the logistics of exporting that crude oil is gone. And I can tell you the logistics of exporting crude oil is almost 40% of the cost of the crude oil. Don't forget that these are simple economics mathematics that if we put it together, we will know that Nigeria today is being run by people who are just interested in taking from Nigerians. So it's pathetic, it is bad, and it should not be accepted in any board. It is simple economic terms.
So
go ahead, sir.
So with your assertion now, it looks like there is no even way out for us Nigerians, for we Nigerians with the current. It looks like there's a kind of partnership between Dangote Refinery and the NNPC and federal government. There's a shared, some gray areas that they're not willing to come out transparent to us. And it looks like we are still this vicious circle of back and forth is still going to continue. But the question I would like to ask is, if Dangote Refinery is getting crude oil from NNPC in naira, why is it now difficult that they cannot run an independent organization? They cannot run it independently on their own without having to depend on NNPC or federal government to determine how the operation is being run.
But have they, no, we need to get this right, but have they actually gotten crude from the NNPCL at, in Naira? How many, what was the quantity? Remember, they had been going back and forth with that Naira purchase. So Dangote Refinery has said that this particular commodity that they have put out, they bought it in dollars. So the
trade, still from NNPC.
Yeah, but still from NNPC. Remember also that they still imported, because NNPC was not able to cut the entire quantity that they're supposed to supply.
That is what they have sold to us. You see, when you run a system that is not transparent, you can come and just sell anything through the media and expect us to believe. It doesn't make sense. A Dangote that I know will not go and import crude oil. Nigeria crude oil is the third best crude oil.
Being a business-minded man that he is.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Being somebody that's been in business, this is a refinery that you have been building for the past 10 years. And all of a sudden, you want to import crude oil into your country, a country that Nigeria, even as of today, if you have money as you are seated there, sir, man, you can buy crude oil from Nigeria. Then Dangote will now go to Malta or go to Europe to go and import crude oil. From who? Who is he buying from? That's the question. Why are they not? See, the truth about it is that when a system is not transparent, you know that system has been built to malign people. That's something. See what I'm saying, these are simple economics that you will learn from maybe your secondary school. There is no way that you can tell me that you are in a country, you are one of the biggest refinery in the whole of Africa. You will now leave your country that have crude oil and go to another country to import crude oil. There is no way. OPEC will not even allow you to do that. A refinery does just not go to the market and buy crude. It has to go through process. And Dangote will not do that. Then number two, they have come to tell us, don't forget, it was last month that they said that they are going to be selling to Dangote in Naira.
Yeah.
Now, what are they saying now? They are saying that transaction will start from October 1. Now, the Dangote, you and I know that Dangote will never buy from Nigeria in dollars. I'm 100% sure of that. If I'm lying, they should prove it.
But Victor, that was an offer that the federal government actually made the refinery and other refineries in the country for that matter. It was the NEC that said we will sell to refineries available in Nigeria, Dangote and others involved, in Naira going forward. It's not even a politics that is, dependent on Dangote as it were.
My dear, see, Nigerian refinery, from the day the first refinery was built in Nigeria, has never sold crude oil to any of those refineries in dollars. We do our transaction. In fact, if you are doing that as a government, you are even creating more problems. So why are we promoting buy made in Nigeria products? It's so that you use Naira. Why is the government discouraging people from spending dollars? The same government will now go and sell to a Nigerian company in dollars. These are simple economic terms that you and I know. These are deals. There is no way Dangote that I know, we buy from Nigeria in dollars. 100% be sure. Because they know that if Dangote come out to say anything against the government, why did the government came up with that? It was because Dangote was revealing a lot of things, telling the people, and the people were now focusing on the government. The government was now looking for a soft landing to say, this guy revealed our secrets. Okay, let's tell the people that we are selling for him in Naira. You are not doing us a favor. You are not doing us a favor either. Right? There's no way you, as a government, you will sell for an indigenous company in dollars. That means you want the guy to go out of market. Now, having said that, another thing we need to understand is that in this whole thing, shipments have gone 80% down. And PMS that the cost at which you buy PMS from a filling station, before now, the reason why you are buying at 800 and something, 60 to 50% of it is because of shipments. When you ship out the crude oil, you bring in the refined product, that was the cost. Now, in all of this, let's say 40% of that cost has taken away. It doesn't make sense on no side, not even the side of government, not even the side of NNPC, not even the side of Dangote, for us to be buying Dangote fuel at the same price we were buying imported fuel. It doesn't make any economical sense, any political sense, any human sense. It doesn't show any financial sense in that light. Now, having said that, we need now to speak up as a people. You see, there are things that these politicians say to us, and we just accept it. And that's why they keep doing what they are doing. As we speak right now, the APC-led government can do anything in this country and go away with it without having any remorse, any caution, or any feeling like the people will rise against us. Wow. And the truth about it is that it's no more a country. It's not my country. It's not a company. It's not a one man's. Like Nigeria now belongs to George Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So he's determining what happened without anybody saying anything, whether professionals, whether a group of people, whether a set of people. And in all of this, they have not told us that there was consultation with marketers. Before now, we used to know that when it comes to PMS pricing, there is always this discussion with government and the petroleum marketers. It has always been like that. The petroleum marketers will tell you, even sometimes they come on air to tell you what is costing them to bring in products. That was the transparency that a little bit of transparency we used to see there. But as we speak right now, if Dangote want to debunk anything, he should come up on air and tell us what is costing him to produce this product and why is he selling at a certain price.
Okay,
well, so that we all can understand.
Okay, before we let you...
that we all can understand. Go ahead, sir.
Now, with the NNPC not being clear and Dangote not being clear with it looks like, we don't have anybody to hold. We don't have anybody to trust. What do we do? Where do Nigerians come? Who do we hold?
We have to hold...
Serap several times have issued, has sued the president recently, has even sued NNPC. And it looks like the suing and, the court cases are falling to deaf ears. What do Nigerians need to do? Because as it is, NNPC is the sole, distributor of Dangote refinery. We don't have independent marketers and major marketers having access to this. And so it looks like we are all trapped. Where do we come in? What is the way forward?
So the whole truth about it is that, number one, we have our own governments to hold responsible. We really cannot hold Dangote responsible because he's a business person. He's running his own business. So we need to hold our government responsible. And don't forget, even the Dangote have told us that the government is our problem. So we have our government to hold responsible. Especially the Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because he stands as of today as the Minister of Petroleum in Nigeria. And as we speak right now, I don't think he's back into the country. And I don't think
he's back. He's back in the country,
yes.
The president is back, yeah.
He's back, yeah.
Okay. Maybe he came in yesterday. And I don't think he knows what is going on. And even if he knows what is going on, Bola Ahmed Tinubu has always made his money from government. I could tell you those deals that are going on right now, I could tell you that those extra profits are not going to the coffers of the government. They are going into private individuals' accounts. Dangote disclosed to Lagos State that he paid $100 million for the land where he built his refinery. And Lagos State doesn't have an account that received that money. Up till now, I have a project in that area. Even the community youth, the community leaders, they were not even aware that $100 million was paid for the land. Let me tell you the truth. If you permit me to tell you, we are just in a Titanic boat that is sinking. And when Titanic was sinking, people were still having parties and all that. But every day I wake up feeling like, where are we going? Where are we going? How much of Bola Ahmed Tinubu need to make out of Nigeria again? You have wrecked Lagos. Lagos is now becoming like like a barrack zone, so dirty, so smelly, not organized. You are wrecking the whole foundation of Nigeria called Nigeria. How can Nigerians be buying petroleum product that is refined in Nigeria at the same price that we buy when you import this product? It doesn't show responsibility. It doesn't show accountability. It doesn't show empathy. It doesn't show any form of remorse.
But Victor,
it shows high level of corruption and hatred for the people.
But let's take the conversation here. The fact that we also have to look at the global pricing for crude, as it were, which they have continued to say is a determinant factor in how much, the commodity is going to be sold in the country. And take the conversation. I know you are going to say that, subsidy has not been removed. But I also think that improving towards that subsidy has been removed, there lies the new price of commodity that we're seeing in the country, because Ipman continued to argue that if subsidy had actually been removed, this is about the price range that we'll be buying the commodity for. So subsidy has been removed from petroleum product, even though we have a refinery refining the commodity in the country. Is it possible to have it at lesser the price? Even if Dangote Refinery is going to sell the commodity for us, we might as well be buying it as maybe 700 naira or 800 naira nationwide. It's not like it's going to come back way to 200 naira, for instance, because of the fact that they are taking their market indices from the global crude market.
Now, so let me now say this to you. In economics, you work with demand and supply, right? So Dangote is demanding for crude oil. Now we look at what is it going to cost the Nigerian government to supply Dangote crude oil to determine at what price we actually sell to Dangote. Don't forget, access to raw material is one of the reasons why Dangote built his refinery in Lagos, right? And even the global market is pegging crude oil at a certain price. That is not actually for local transactions. These are for global transactions. Like if Nigeria is going to sell to another country. Do you understand it? That's where OPEC comes into being. Don't forget that NNPCL still controls Dangote Refinery. In fact, to me now, it's like NNPCL just gave Dangote the contract to refine for them. I give you crude oil, you refine it, you give me back PMS to sell to marketers. That's the transaction now. The Dangote Refinery is not like a seller. It's just like NNPCL gave them a contract to say, refine for us. But you cannot use the amount you are using to sell on a global deal for a local transaction. It doesn't work like that. It has no base on that. So that's why you go to China, for example, you produce a phone right in China. You get your raw materials in China. You will not say, okay, China, they are selling this. The amount they sell their iPhone to iPhone company, iPhone is produced in China, is not what they sell to individuals. So NNPCL, we all forget to know that even if we feel that it's now like a private business, it's still a Nigerian company. Nigeria holds, as a government, holds the bulk percent of the share. So it still belongs to us. So if we go through that route at the end of the day, there is no financial reason, political reason, economical reason that will make you to buy at the same cost with the products that you import. It doesn't make sense. The only reason is because of corruption. Now, the only reason is because Bola Ahmed Tinubu always take advantage of making so much money from the people through government. And that's what his government has been, and that is what he's all about. So our problem now is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That is our number one problem. So it's either he will do the right thing, or we visit the constitution to know how do you deal with someone who supposedly is a president and not doing the right thing. This is breach of contract. This is breach of the fundamental right of Nigerians. Nigerians are supposed to benefit from the natural resources of Nigeria. We are not benefiting it just like we are benefiting from the natural resources from water. And how are we Nigerians now? What's the difference between us now and every other citizen that stays in Nigeria? There is no difference.
Victor, there's a lot of concern that we see, but sometimes we like to gear our conversations towards solutions because we know the problems.
Yeah.
It's right in our faces, and we can keep pointing fingers, whether it's about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the entire cabinet of people that is working with. This has come to stay. The people that are bearing the brunt of this failed cost right now are the end users, the everyday Nigerians, our organization 100%. That needs to run diesel to stay in business. What way do you think that we can come out of this? Because why I'm even asking this is that you are a political figure yourself. Do you understand? If you were to be in President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's position, what would you be doing differently now for Nigerians? Just as we wrap up in about a minute.
First of all, what I'm going to do for Nigerians, I'm going to allow Dangote to operate his refinery. Like we said, so saying buy crude in Naira, he's not doing us a favor, right? And sell at the price of making profits. When I say at the price of making profit, I will need to understand how much does it cost you to refine these products, right? And I'm going to put a margin to it to say, okay, you can have this as a profit. Then allow him to sell to marketers directly, so that the marketers will lift the product from him and start selling. If you go through all of those indices, if we had time, I would have shown it to you by calculation based on percentage. Dangote refinery we should be buying for, as we speak today, for 480 naira. Maximum should be like 510 naira. I can show you that how it works, right? Then secondly, they need to be transparent. They need to come out to let us know how much are you selling to Dangote in crude oil, right? And how many barrels will it take to refine to give you 1 liter? And do that calculation for us. Let us have the calculation. So you and I can sit in your home, do the calculation, and have a sense of belonging. This crude oil does not belong to Tinubu. It belongs to Nigeria. So Nigerians should know how this business and this whole transaction is being run. Then lastly, this is what I want to say. You might not like it. Bola Ahmed Tinubu does not listen to advice, does not listen to the cries, to the pain of the people, does not even feel that Nigerians deserve better. He feels that putting Nigerians in a hard situation will allow him to embezzle and to grab and run with the resources of Nigeria. Well, he has always worked with impoverishing the people so that he can lord over the people.
Well, a lot of this. Yeah, we need to wrap up the show now. Yeah, we absolutely need to wrap up the show.
Not be surprised in a few months if the 4 PMS, even they increase the amount to about 1,200, I will not be surprised.
Well, it looks like Nigerians are. It looks like Nigerians are in for a lot of surprises where this particular administration is concerned. But I mean, a lot of these, things are also, Victor Anilaju's personal opinion, especially where the president is concerned. Political, animals, as they were, what would I call them? Political A-list animals, as they are. They know where they meet and where they greet. But Victor Anilaju, I must say a really big thank you to you. And I think your end note was really strong, where you said, as of this morning, we should be buying petrol between 480 naira or 510 naira in the country. That's something that a lot of Nigerians would have been celebrating this morning. But that's where we'll hang the conversation. We'll have you back some other time to look into more details. Thank you for your time on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. God bless you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Amen.